Hey, Village. I wanted to send you a quick note. I ran by the church. I had to get a couple things done, but I got in the car yesterday after church, and did you feel like you were walking on air? I felt like I was walking on air. This miraculous supernatural power of God is moving. I just feel this huge break coming, and a big breakthrough coming, and we're excited. Ashley's excited. My family's excited. I can sense you could literally cut the atmosphere in here if we'd have had some kind of a knife to try and cut it, because God's presence was so prevalent everywhere. I felt like a wash in God's wonderful presence. And but we got in the car and we were driving down the road, and the kids were saying to me how awesome that story was. Saint was like, "Man, what a story about that guy that Jesus delivered from the demon." And then Jesus, and then Saint talked about how the guy came running to Jesus, said, "Can I go with you? And I want to get in this boat and I want to follow you." And Jesus did something. Saint said that was cool. And when he said that, I was like, "Oh, I forgot to tell the best part." Jesus said no. So get this. Jesus told him no. He said, "Go back now to your people and tell them about the greatness of God and about the mercy of the Lord on your life that's been shown to you." So this is really special for you and I to hear this, to know this, because when our lives are transformed by Jesus, we now become missionaries back to our world. We literally, when you become a Jesus follower, you become a missionary back to your family, back to your office place, back to your neighborhood, back to your grocery store. You become a missionary. And Jesus told the man to go to do two things. And he tells us two important things for us to do. He says, go back and tell them now about the great things God has done. So what God is saying is that when he's transformed your life, when Jesus has changed your life, go back and tell everybody in your life, number one, the great things God has done for you. Don't hold it inside. Go out and give your testimony about where you were and how God delivered you and where he brought you from and where he's taking you to. Give your testimony. And then number two, tell them about the wonderful mercy of God. This is important. Jesus didn't say, go back and tell them they're all going to hell. Now, hell has a place in the evangelistic message, but in the place of telling people that yes, there is this wonderful heaven and yes, there is this terrible hell. But imagine Jesus on the Sermon on the Mount. If he went up in the Sermon on the Mount and he starts and he goes, "Hey, before I got started, I just want to tell you all, you're all going to hell." No, instead it was, "Blessed are those who mourn. Blessed are those who are hurting. Blessed are this." You're going to be comforted. You're going to be blessed. The kingdom of heaven is going to be yours. So you go back and tell people, this is how you reach people for Jesus. Go out and plant these seeds. Tell them about the great things that God has done in your life. And number two, tell them about the mercy of God. His mercy, His grace, His kindness. And this is what Jesus did. He went around talking about God's wonderful mercy, God's wonderful grace, God's wonderful forgiveness, and share that with people. The world needs that right now. We've got a world full of hurt and shame and guilt and remorse. And so go out and be the one who tells everybody, "Hey, God is great. He did this for me. And he showed me his mercy and his love and his goodness, and he forgave me," and share that with people. So this man, I'm believing and I'm praying that when Jesus sent him back to his village, that he went back and told everybody, just like Jesus said, told him about the great things that God had done in his life and about the mercy of the Lord. So wanted to share that with you. Thanks for an awesome Sunday. Love you so much. And looking forward to this Sunday.